Saudi Aramco permit receiver. Latest question in answer. Question 26. What are the hazards of welding in confined spaces? A. High pressure. B. Falling objects. C. Fire and explosion. D. All of the above. Answer. C. Fire and explosion. Question 27. Most incidents in the workplace are caused by a combination of unsafe acts and A. Hazards. B. Unsafe conditions. C. The environment. D. Safe acts. Answer. B. Unsafe conditions. Question Q28. The primary hazard in excavation work is A. Falls. B. Drowning. C. Electrocution. D. Cave-ins. Answer. D. Cave-ins. Question 29. What must be provided to protect from radiation when radiography work is done? A. Time, distance and shielding. B. Respirators and shin protection. C. Hazard identification plan. D. Time, shielding and elevation. Answer. A. Time, distance and shielding. Question 30. Respiration is used because of A. Oxygen increasing. B. Inhalation. C. Internal PPE. D. Suffocation. Answer. B. Inhalation. Question 31. A confined space has restricted A. Exit and egress. B. Leaving and escape. C. Leaving and exit. D. Entry and exit. Answer. D. Entry and exit. Question 32. How long is a work permit issuer or receiver certificate valid? A. 2 years. B. 90 days. C. 1 year. D. 3 year. Answer. A. 2 years. Question 33. Confined space entry is not permitted if the atmosphere is A. L above 5%. B. O2 above 23.5%. C. CO above 10 ppm. D. H2S above 20 ppm. Answer. B. O2 above 23.5%. Question 34. Identify hazards that are associated with abrasive blasting. A. Low visibility and ignition source. B. Non-flammable gas and toxic gas. C. Iran sulfide and hydrogen sulfide. D. Ignition source and water spray. Answer. A. Low visibility and ignition source. Question 35. Who will install lock and tag while working on electrical equipment? A. Electrical engineer. B. Designated representative. C. Issuer and each receiver. D. Receiver and supervisor. Answer. C. Issuer and each receiver. Question 36. During joint site inspection, issuer and receiver discuss about A. Taking gas tests. B. Doing the work. C. Naming the designated representative. D. Safety at the work site. Answer. D. Safety at the work site. Question 37. Who will stay at site after open flame work? A. Standby man. B. Fire watch. C. Receiver. D. Issuer. Answer. B. Fire watch. Question 38. What type of work does the work permit system authorized? A. Specific construction, maintenance or repair work. B. Non-hazardous work only. C. All work done by maintenance. D. All work conducted by client. Answer. A. Specific construction, maintenance or repair work. Question 39. Who will lead the JSI and fill hazard analysis checklist? A. Issuer and receiver. B. Designated representative. C. Issuer. D. Supervisor. Answer. C. Issuer. Question 40. Who is a permit receiver? A. A person certified to receive permit. B. A qualified Saudi Aramco employee. C. A person nominated by his supervisor. D. A maintenance or contract work. Answer. A. A person certified to receive permit. Question 41. What is maximum percentage of LA for hot work inside confined space? A. 1.0%. B. 0%. C. 5%. D. 2.5%. Answer. B. 0%. Question 42. Work permit issuer responsible for? A. Extending certificates. B. Complete job on time. C. Nothing once he issues a permit. D. Equipment or a work area. Answer. D. Equipment or a work area. Question 43. Should receiver sign work permit if the permit does not address all of his safety concern? A. Yes. B. Only if issuer request. C. No. D. Only if it is rush job. Answer. C. No. Question 44. Why spray painting in confined space is more hazardous than open space? A. Flammable vapors can create explosion. B. Paint can build up on the inside confined. C. Dust can cause paint not to dry properly. D. Paint cans can trip and injure workers. Answer. A. Flammable vapors can create explosion. Question 45. Example of low-risk work is? A. Scaffold work, lighting work. B. Sweeping, visual inspection. C. Spray painting, water washing. D. Brush painting, abrasive blasting. Answer. B. Sweeping, visual inspection. Question 46. When EOLB permit is required? A. Operators release hydrocarbon. B. Craftsmen build scaffold. C. Operators drained equipment. D. Flange opening of pipeline. Answer. D. Flange opening of pipeline. Question 47. What does a restricted R issued? A. That certificates are issued. B. That extensions are short-term. C. That receivers respond to emergencies. D. That work permits are issued. D. That work permits are issued. Question 48. Who should ask for the work permit before they start working? A. Standby man. B. Receiver. C. Issuer. D. Firewatch. B. Receiver. Question 49. What must you have before entering into a confined space? A. A valid confined space entry permit. B. Approved work plan. C. Firewatch with log sheet. D. All the answers. A. A valid confined space entry permit. Question 50. Two common methods of cleaning process equipment include: A. Steaming and gas testing. B. Water washing and steaming. C. Purging and gas testing. D. Treating and clarifying. B. Water washing and steaming.